country. But while thousands of Libyans remain on the streets in various cities across the country, it's becoming harder and harder to ignore their calls. Stephanie Decker, Al Jazeera.
Well, joining us now on the phone from Benghazi is Muftah. He's a witness to those events that have been happening. Tell us what you saw at the funeral today.
Today, like every other day, for the past 3 days, we will gather in front of the court, and about over 100,000 people, and then they start bringing the bodies, from the people who killed last night, and we started a procession to go bury them. Of course, this procession takes us right in front of the barracks for Gaddafi's hired, soldiers, and when we almost reach the place with the barracks, they start shooting with heavy machine guns and with artillery. It's something designed for aircraft,
Just to clarify, what sort of ammunition are you saying you saw being used against protesters?
I don't know. They call it here a 14.5-inch artillery,
But live ammunition?
Yes, live ammunition, big ammunition, Several people fall down, and somebody confirmed that 4 people died and many other injured, And most of the injuries are dangerous, And then they start rerouting to avoid more casualties, start rerouting the cars and the people, the mourners. And we took another far away from the barracks. But many casualties today, with the use of senseless killing for people who have nothing to defend themselves with. Just being a civilian, just being asking for the right to live in dignity and freedom. That's what's happening in Libya. It's a massacre. Every day is a massacre. But that's good, because tomorrow we will take our dead people too, and we will face them again until the regime will go to hell,
Do you have any idea, Muftah, we've heard reports that foreign mercenaries are being used. Do you have any idea, were you able to see who was shooting at you? Were they Libyan troops?
Today, some of the people, photographed them over the mobiles, Some people from Africa, dark-skinned people, last night they landed in the Benina's airport. Many of them, many brigades, He's bringing mercenaries and snipers. They are over the rooftops and they are shooting people. It doesn't matter. They are killing people. Big, old, small, children. Everybody, they're killing everybody. This man is looking for a bloodbath. He's not going to go easy. He will take so many people with him. But he's not going to stay, and people are fed up. We are mad as hell. We are not going to take it anymore. There is no more fear. No more fear. Fear barrier is broken. Libyan people want to live in dignity. We might be afraid, but we are not, we're not going to take it. We're going to face this man.
Given that Muammar Gaddafi seems, or appears to be able to still rely on security troops, and now, according to what you're telling me, live ammunition is being used, are some protesters thinking it may be time to calm things down?
It's not that. No, that's not an option. They think it's, this man has to go. We are talking about young people from the ages of 17 to 30, 35. The euphoria. They feel the euphoria. They feel they have to stand this time. This is stand. They are not going to back off.
What are the What are the plans then for this spontaneous protest movement?
Well, the plan is to have a sit-in the front of the court until this man goes. The same like what happened in Tahrir Square in Egypt. That's the plan. But there is many people, young people who have, zeal, and they wanted to face this regime, and they don't care what happens. They don't care about the consequences.
All right, thank you so much. Muftah there telling us what he's been seeing. He's a Libyan protester who's been out in Benghazi today. Let's continue this discussion now. Again, we're joined by a Libyan political analyst, Ibrahim Jibril. Thanks so much for being with us once again. The situation does seem to be escalating since, about an hour ago or so when we last talked.
It continues to escalate. I wanted to just add a little bit of a clarification as to what is happening at these barracks or this military compound. Some of the artillery or the weapons that have been used, these are machine guns mounted on top of Toyota pickups. They're in front of the compound, so they're not, the military and these people that are working with them, they're not necessarily confined inside the compound. They're positioning themselves in front of the compound They're shooting at people at will. In addition to these truck or pickup mounted machine guns, they have snipers also on rooftops nearby and within the compound, shooting at young people, aiming at head and upper part of the body. So this is one element. The other element that is happening is that people have reached a point where there is no returning back. They have now got to a point where there is only moving forward.
Do we know if who is inside these army barracks shooting? Are they special units, the so-called Gaddafi unit? Are they foreign mercenaries?
Both. We know that some planes have landed in Benina Airport yesterday carrying special forces. We also know that there are planes carrying mercenaries, African and Sri Lankan mercenaries. Why Sri Lanka particularly, I don't know, but this is what the information that we have from inside. The death toll is very high. This is important to know. The death toll is high. It continues to rise in Libya, but people are persistent. They're continuing, and it is not contained within one part or one city in the country. It is all over Libya.
All right, we'll leave it there for now, no doubt. We're going to talk about this again later today, I have a feeling. Thanks so much,
yes.
Ibrahim Jibril. Well, opposition leaders are said to be discussing offers for talks with Bahrain's rulers. Bahrain's main trade union has called off a planned strike for Sunday, saying its demand for the right to protest peacefully has now been heeded. Calls against the ruling royal family still ongoing in the capital, Manama. A week of deadly clashes in the Gulf Island have left at least 6 people dead there. Nurses and teachers are among those joining the protests. Hundreds of demonstrators returned to Pearl Roundabout on Sunday. Well, let's go live to our correspondent James Bays, who's in the capital, Manama. James, tell us a little bit about what it looks like there. People preparing for a sort of long-term sit-in, as we've seen in other parts of the Middle East.
That's right. This has become the focal point again once they were allowed back here 24 hours ago. Just look at the crowds that we have behind me. Thousands of people here gathering at the Pearl Roundabout. Yes, the official strike has been called off, but there are many people who are not going to work today, quite clearly. A short time ago, we saw the aluminium workers arrive here, a rousing speech from their union leader, who is a Sunni. People here keep making the point that this is not just a Shia protest, that there are people from both sides of this island's sectarian divide. And those medical workers you talked about, Sami, they arrived here at the Pearl Roundabout a short time ago. The views of the people here very strong. The politicians, as you've mentioned, are talking about maybe some sort of dialogue with the government. That's what the government has invited them to. Let's talk to one opposition politician about how this is all playing out. Joining me is Mata Ibrahim Mata. He's from Al-Wifaq Party, which is the main opposition party. Tell me first, have there been any talks?
No. If we are talking about a dialogue, until now,